Leviticus chapter 23.
Go ahead on, Holy Ghost. Hallelujah.
Have your way, Lord. Yeah.
Starting on verse 1. Say amen when you have it.
All right now.
Amen.
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 And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, The feasts of the Lord, which y'all shall proclaim to be holy convocations, these are my feasts. If you're like me, I did not know what the definition of convocations, so I Googled it. Definition of convocation is a large formal assembly of people, like what we're having now.
Amen.
Amen.
Continue to read. States that 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of solemn rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no work in it. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all of your dwellings. These are the feasts of the Lord, holy convocations, which you shall proclaim at their appointed times. On the 14th day of the first month at twilight is the Lord's Passover, and on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread. Bread of the Lord. 7 days you must eat unleavened bread. And on the first day you shall have a holy convocation, and you shall do no customary work on it. But you shall offer an offering made by fire up to the Lord for 7 days. The seventh day shall be a holy convocation. You should do no customary work in it. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you come into the land which I gave you, and reap the harvest, then you shall bring the sheaf of the first fruits of the harvest to the priest. I'm pretty sure it just goes into the rest of the holidays, but we're focusing on Passover.
All right.
And we turn back into the book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 14. And he goes into more detail on how to celebrate the holiday. I said verse 14, and I realized I got more highlighted above. Speak to all the congregation of Israel, saying, On the 10th of this month every man shall take for himself a lamb, according to the house of his father, and a lamb for a household. And the household is too small for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next to his house take it according to the number of the persons, according to each man's need. You shall make your count for the lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year, and you may take it from the sheep or from goats. Now you shall keep it until the 14th day of the same month. If you remember in Leviticus, it says that the 14th day is the beginning of the Passover.
All right.
Then the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel will kill it at twilight, and they shall take some of the blood and put it on the two doorposts and on the intel of the houses where they eat it. And then they shall eat the flesh on the night, roasted in fire with unleavened bread and with bitter herbs. They shall eat it. Do not eat it raw, nor boil it all with water, but roasted in fire. Its head with its legs and its entrails, you shall let none of it remain until morning. And what remains of it until morning you shall burn with fire. And thus you shall eat it with a belt on your waist, and your sandals on your feet, and your staff in your hand. So you shall eat it in haste. It is the Lord's Passover. For I will pass through the land of Egypt on the night, and will strike all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. Now the blood shall be a sign for you on the houses where you are, and when I see the blood, I will pass over you. It's like Passover. And the plague shall not be on you to destroy you when I strike the land of Egypt. So this day shall be to you a memorial, and you shall keep it as a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. You shall keep it as a feast by an everlasting ordinance. People tell you, why isn't the Old Testament done fulfilled, we don't have to do that anymore. It states everlasting, lasting forever. It will not stop.
What does everlasting mean?
Forever.
Forever? Okay. If you say so.
And you shall keep it as everlasting ordinance. And use their own argument against them. In 1 Corinthians, verse 5, it's chapter 5, verse 7 through 8. Verse 7 through 8. Therefore, purge out the old leaven, that you may create a new lump, since you are truly unleavened. For indeed, the Christ, our Passover, was sacrificed for us. Therefore, let us keep the feast with old leaven, not with the leaven of malice and wickedness, but with the unleavened bread of sincerity and truth. As well as the argument, Jesus is my Passover.
But that scripture say keep. You let us keep the feast, right?
Let us keep the feast
Let's-
because he is our Passover.
Because he is our Passover, we should keep the feast.
That's right.
He don't replace our Passover, right?
No, sir, he doesn't.
All right. That's good.
Tag team.
All the information.
All right.